Welcome to Jamaica's 14 Parishes News Roundup. From growing opposition to residential developments in Upper St Andrew, to heightened security around major entertainment events in Montego Bay, and important developments along Jamaica's eastern corridor, communities across the island have been making news. This is the Jamaican News Now Parish Roundup, bringing together one of the leading developments from each of Jamaica's 14 parishes. Kingston. National celebrations move into high gear. Kingston has entered the center of Jamaica's independence and emancipation celebrations, with several major cultural and religious events scheduled across the capital. The activities include Come Alive, a national call to worship at King's House, featuring an international and local gospel lineup led by Michael W. Smith and Jamaican gospel artist Papa San. The event forms part of a busy holiday calendar culminating in Jamaica's 64th anniversary of independence. Kingston will also host the grand finale of the Jamaica Gospel Star competition on Sunday, August 2nd. The remaining contestants will compete at Independence Village as the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission continues its national celebrations. St. Andrew. Residents threaten protests over developments and roads. Residents of several Upper St. Andrew communities say they are prepared to protest over what they describe as an uncontrolled expansion of highway density residential developments. People living in sections of Kingston 8 argue that apartment construction has moved ahead without sufficient upgrades to roads, drainage, water supplies, and other community infrastructure. They say worsening congestion and deteriorating roads are affecting their quality of life. The residents are demanding stronger enforcement of planning requirements and greater consultation before additional developments are approved. Their concerns add to the wider national debate over whether Jamaica's urban planning system is keeping pace with the rapid construction of apartments. St. Thomas. Paul Bogle Highway officially opens. The newly completed section of the Southern Coastal Highway has been officially named the Paul Bogle Highway, marking a major milestone in a decades-long effort to improve transportation through St. Thomas. Prime Minister Andrew Holness said naming the road after national hero Paul Bogle connects the parish's important history with its future development. The new highway is expected to reduce travel times, improve road safety, and open additional opportunities for housing, tourism, and commercial investment. For residents, however, attention will now turn to ensuring that surrounding community roads, drainage systems, and public transportation services receive similar attention. In Portland, police disrupt suspected commercial break-in gang. Police in Portland say they have disrupted an organized group believed to be responsible for commercial break-in across Portland and at least 2 other parishes. Commanding Officer Superintendent Aisley McCarthy said the investigation followed a series of incidents targeting businesses. The police believe the suspects were operating across parish boundaries instead of limiting their activities to one community. Authorities are now trying to determine whether the group can be connected to additional unsolved cases. Business owners are being encouraged to strengthen security systems and report suspicious activity promptly. St. Mary. Coastal safety concerns return to the spotlight. Concerns about safety along sections of St. Mary's coastline have returned to the public attention following recent incidents near Robins Bay. The developments have renewed calls for stronger warning systems, more visible signage, and improved emergency response arrangements at beaches outside the island's main resort areas. Residents have also urged visitors to avoid unfamiliar or unsupervised sections of the coastline, particularly during periods of rough seas or changing weather. The discussion highlights the need for additional investment in public beaches used by residents but lacking permanent lifeguards. St. Anne. Parish prepares for increased holiday traffic. Businesses and tourism stakeholders in St. Ann are preparing for increased activity during the independence period, with Ocho Rios and surrounding communities expecting heavier visitor traffic. The parish continues to expand as an investment and entertainment center, but that growth has placed additional pressure on roads, water supplies, and public services. Traffic congestion around Ocho Rios, Miami Bay, and Discovery Bay remains a recurring concern for residents and tourism operators. Local officials are encouraging motorists to plan their journeys carefully as holiday events and domestic tourism bring more people into the parish. Trelawny, health center expansion faces land concerns. Plans to improve the D-side health center could face complications because of informal settlements surrounding the property. Trelawny Northern Member of Parliament Tova Hamilton raised the matter during discussions about the government's program to rebuild and modernize health facilities damaged by Hurricane Melissa. She warned that the affected land must be protected if the health center is to expand. Health officials said construction under the wider program is expected to begin after design work, cost estimates, and statutory approvals are completed. The improvements are intended to make rural health facilities more resilient to future disasters. St. James, Dream Weekend brings crowds and tighter security. Montego Bay is hosting thousands of entertainment seekers as Dream Weekend stages its 17th edition from July 30th to August 3rd. The event is expected to generate significant business for hotels, transportation operators, restaurants, vendors, and other service providers. It is also one of the major tests of Montego Bay's traffic and security arrangements during the holiday season. Police and event organizers are urging patrons to use authorized transportation, safeguard valuables, and avoid driving after consuming alcohol. Motorists should also anticipate delays along major routes serving the event venues. Hanover. MPs question staffing at upgraded health facilities. Hanover's shortage of doctors and nurses came under renewed scrutiny during discussions about the government's multi-billion-dollar program to rebuild hurricane-damaged health facilities. Hanover Western Member of Parliament Heather Miller Bennett argued that upgrading buildings would not be enough if health centers continued to operate without adequate medical personnel. The government says health facilities will be rebuilt to more resilient standards, including stronger roofs, solar energy systems, and rainwater harvesting capacity. Residents will now be watching to see whether staffing improvements accompany the infrastructure program. Westmoreland. Families remain in shelter after Hurricane Melissa. Recovery remains unfinished for several Westmoreland families affected by Hurricane Melissa, with some residents still unable to return to properly repaired homes. Local representatives say many houses remain without secure roofs, while some displaced residents continue to depend on temporary accommodation and community assistance. The situation has increased pressure on authorities to accelerate housing assessments and relief payments. Residents say the approaching peak of the Atlantic hurricane season makes completing repairs even more urgent. St. Elizabeth, Treasure Beach recovery model receives attention. Community leaders in Treasure Beach are highlighting the importance of locally organized disaster recovery following the destruction caused by Hurricane Melissa. The Bread's Treasure Beach Foundation has been involved in coordinating assistance, rebuilding community facilities, and helping affected residents. Its approach is being presented as an example of how established local organizations can work alongside government agencies and international donors. Despite the progress, several communities across St. Elizabeth continue to face housing, agricultural, and infrastructure challenges months after the hurricane. In Manchester, police report 91% murder case clear-up rate. The Manchester police are reporting that 91% of murder cases recorded in the parish have been cleared, an important development in the division's crime-fighting efforts. Police officials have attributed the results to faster investigations, improved intelligence gathering, and cooperation from residents. A case may be classified as cleared when a suspect is charged or when investigators establish why prosecution cannot proceed, including situations in which a suspect has died. Despite the encouraging figure, the police say maintaining public cooperation remains essential to preventing violent crime and successfully prosecuting offenders. Clarendon, Denbigh Agricultural Show takes center stage. Clarendon is hosting one of the country's largest agricultural events as the Denbigh Agricultural, Industrial and Food Show returns to the Denbigh Showground. Farmers, producers, agricultural organizations, and businesses from across Jamaica are showcasing livestock, crops, equipment, and locally manufactured products. The event also features parish farm queens and youth-focused agricultural activities. Denbigh comes at an important time for the sector, with farmers still confronting high production costs, predial larceny, drought conditions, and hurricane recovery. Organizers hope the show will encourage greater investment in domestic food production. St Catherine, irrigation investment targets Heartland's farmers. 41 farmers in Heartland's St Catherine are set to benefit from an approximately 80 million Jamaican dollars irrigation project. The development is intended to improve farmers' access to reliable water and allow them to increase production during periods of low rainfall. Water availability remains one of the most significant obstacles facing farming communities across southern and central Jamaica. The project could also strengthen food security and reduce production losses, but farmers say proper maintenance and fair distribution of the water will be critical to its long-term success. Those are some of the leading developments from Jamaica's 14 parishes this week. From infrastructure and community protests to agriculture, public health, crime fighting, and hurricane recovery. The stories may be different, but many communities are raising the same fundamental concerns: better roads, reliable public services, safer neighborhoods, and development that delivers meaningful improvements for residents. For continuing coverage from across Jamaica, subscribe to Jamaica News Now, activate notifications, and tell us in the comments which parish story deserves a more detailed investigation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe today, turn on notifications, and never miss the stories that matter most. Jamaica News Now, your Highlands, your news, right now.